What is up, my viewers? All 5 of you. Welcome back to Retarded YouTube Adventures. As you can see, I've left frozen wastelands of Canada to come to a Caribbean island. I'm gonna try and find a good spot here where I can sit down and film this video because I feel cringe like talking around a bunch of people. Okay, here we go. We found a nice secluded spot, and now I gotta film this vlog because I told myself I would upload YouTube videos on a regular basis. So here we go. What I'm doing, as always, I'm just turning on the camera and fucking rambling, and then we'll see what happens after. Everything is really nice around here. You know, I partially came out here to get a break from my regular life, which I am dissatisfied with. And it's good, but you know what's crazy is, despite being out here and being away from all that and not having to care about anything for the few days that I'm here, I still find myself, I don't know if depressed is the right word, but like deeply dissatisfied. Because a little vacation is one thing, but it doesn't actually change my identity. It doesn't actually change what I'm doing the majority of my time throughout my life. You know what I mean? I still have not advertised to anyone in my life that I'm making these videos. I have a coach slash friend slash mentor who encourages me to advertise it, post it on my Instagram and shit like that so that everyone I know could come and check them out. But there's something stopping me. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's like a lack of confidence. Maybe it's just the fact that the content I'm doing on here is very different, and I sort of present myself in a very different way than I normally present to the world. And that disconnect causes some sort of dissonance in my mind. Part of me thinks the videos are not quite good enough yet. I don't really have a point to any of these things. I'm just kind of rambling in front of a camera. Who really wants to see that, right? It feels narcissistic in a sense. And I guess I don't want to come across as someone who's very narcissistic. Maybe I should try to post this everywhere, but I don't know. Part of me feels like I don't even have enough content out there for it to be worth posting yet. Are these all excuses for the purpose of protecting my own ego? Perhaps, but even though I'm aware of that, for some reason, it doesn't make it any easier. These vlog style videos, I'm not doing them because I necessarily enjoy doing them or enjoy doing this type of content. I'm doing it more because I think it's almost necessary. I'm almost looking at it like an investment, and that probably makes me sound kind of cold and calculated and inauthentic, but it's true. I feel like we're on the cusp of an AI revolution. We're gonna approach AGI. I don't know when, but it's somewhere on the horizon, somewhere on the timeline. Eventually we're gonna have robotics reaching a level that is quite impressive. Self-driving vehicles, humanoid robots, etc. And I feel like the internet as we know it, I feel like information is almost about to be completely devalued. Or rather, the ability to present information to people is about to be completely devalued. If you're a certain type of educational quote-unquote influencer, or you're some kind of teacher or someone who presents information, I find AI is going to eat up a huge portion of the market share, and it's going to put huge pressure on that whole lane. You know what I'm saying? And the shit that people are actually going to be craving for in an era of AI slop is authentic human personality, raw personality videos. And so that's what I'm trying to do here. I'm a highly introverted person, and I'm not very impulsive. I'm not the type to go out and do some crazy shit for views. I'm not the type to go out and live stream. No, my content's gonna be very different. So my goal right now is to keep training this muscle, get into the habit of making more and more videos, posting more and more videos, and use YouTube and social media more mindfully and participate more, be more of someone who's posting rather than someone who's consuming. I think what I'm really doing with these videos right now is just documenting my transformation from consumer to creator. Because let's be honest, none of us really want to be consumers the way we are, I don't think. I mean, I could be wrong. You know, maybe some people genuinely enjoy doom scrolling and shit like that, but I feel like the fact that we call it doom scrolling kind of implies that no one's really happy with it. You know, I don't think anyone's really satisfied with it. I want to be a creator, not a consumer. Because when you're consuming, you're just, I don't know, I don't think it's good. Because when you're consuming, you're in a trance, you're in a zombie-like state. It's worse than some drugs, in my opinion. So I think what I'm doing for now is documenting my process, going from a consumer to a creator. I look at my phone usage some days and it's really fucking bad. It's like really fucking bad, you know? Like, I could spend 5 hours, 6 hours on my phone throughout the day. And I know some of that is like, okay, just playing music on Spotify or whatever, or, you know, just like Google Maps while I'm driving and shit, but like, still, a lot of that is fucking scrolling on Instagram or watching YouTube and shit like that. That's not good. I want to be a creator, not a consumer. What if all the time you spent doom scrolling on your phone was instead put into your business, you know, or your fitness, you know? That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to rewire that shit. I'm trying to get into the habit of posting shit online instead of consuming. I haven't really figured out my formula yet. I haven't really figured out my format. Right now we're just training that muscle, you know? Forcing myself to film myself, even in public, even when it feels weird, even when I should be on vacation relaxing. I mean, who's to say what I should be doing, right? If this is what I want, I gotta get after it, right? Who was it that said we are what we do every day or something like that? I'm fucking misquoting it, but said something along the lines of a man is what he does regularly, like we are what we do on a regular basis or whatever the fuck. And I feel like if I can really develop like my way of speaking and the confidence to show off the parts of my personality that people enjoy, I feel like I could really build something here. And I feel like I could potentially find people who are similar to me. You know what I mean? It's almost like a very efficient way to find people. Posting yourself on the internet, it's almost like a very efficient way to find a community of like-minded individuals. Because if you live in a small town or something, for example, and you find like you don't relate to anyone around there, that's a very good possibility. You know, you could be a 1 in 100 archetype of person, type of personality you are, you know, or even 1 in 1,000, or even 1 in 10,000. But if you're on the internet, even if you're 1 in 10,000, there's what, 6-7 billion people on the planet? Even if you're 1 in 10,000, there's, you know, hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands, I don't fucking know, type of people who might relate to you and who you could potentially find and connect with. I feel like that could be very valuable in the future. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe, or whatever the fuck, and see you in the next one.
Some on the shade to the quality.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, you can move.
All right, let's walk around with these guys.
Yeah, nice.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, cool.
yo, we got some parrots. Well, that's